Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are for another edition of NSR Wrestling, and as you might have seen by now, this is one of our favorite topics: bitching about TNA.
I love to do it.
I love to do it, but it's one of those things where, you know, a part of me really, really, really wants them to be great, but then they just disappoint me time after time after time, and they give me false hope all the time, only to shatter my dreams.
It's typical TNA though. It's just
It
I
really is, but you think they would avoid, it's like, okay, they're finally getting away from using the wrong people or doing this or doing that. They claim it's going to be completely revolutionary, and then what do?
I don't know. It's they always go backwards in some way somehow. I don't even know where to start. Um,
Well, their trip to London was just an absolute disaster. The crowd was hot the first couple of weeks, but I was begging for them to come back to the States because it was so boring.
yeah, I got really bored with it.
And how do you set up a main event for Lockdown without a number one contender until now, Thursday, and without having your champion on the show? How does that happen? You can't have a show without your main figures like that.
Well, it wasn't the week before they were telling you, okay, whoever wins the four matches, Hogan of all people is
Well, yeah, and
going
then,
to
then
decide.
they decided that Bully Ray was going to be allowed to have his hat thrown in there because he came out and helped and didn't do a damn thing. And he has a quad tear, by the way, so I'm really interested to see how his match with Jeff Hardy goes.
I'm just really getting tired of the Dudley Boys. I don't.
You know what, though? If anything, I'm more sick of Bully Ray now because he was so well booked. They had him in all these hardcore
Yeah,
matches. He beat AJ Styles. He beat Anderson. I don't know if he beat Anderson or lost him. It's who cares. But
exactly.
it's just they were booking him so strong, and then all of a sudden they turned him into a good guy. And
Well,
it's not like Alberto Del Rio, where turning him into a good guy actually really, really worked. He's like Orton. He's so much better as a heel. Don't turn him into a good guy. He's not a nice guy. He never has been. That's not his gimmick.
couldn't.
And getting
Okay.
Brooke Hogan involved. Why?
Oh,
Wrestling fans cannot stand that woman. As much as we, not we, some of them love Hulk Hogan and we hate his guts. They still boo the living hell out of his daughter because she's not a wrestler. She has no place in the business.
well, couldn't like all this time and energy be put on two new up and coming stars, like a young wrestler and a young female wrestler to manage him that people could get into instead of wasting time on these two people?
No.
I mean, it's just this
And,
is the problem with TNA.
and aces and eights. You have a biker gang running around with pipes. Now, the way invasion angles usually work in wrestling, and it's always worked this way because it's actually effective, is that you have them come in, you have them actually wrestle, and you have them win some goddamn matches. And you have them show at least a passing interest in, oh, I don't know, the things that everyone uses as a gimmick in wrestling that actually matter, the titles. I mean, we have an entire wrestling group with like 9 to 14 members being completely satisfied with the TV title. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they don't want to own the company. They don't want to take over. They just want to kind of hang out and like drink beer.
They'll throw darts at a random board of TNA wrestlers and then attack people that have nothing to do with their angle at all to try to build them up. But then those people never seek retribution.
They don't really care. They're just there to kind of screw off. And it's kind of like your
Explain this to
friends
me.
in high
They,
school.
they take out Magnus with a hammer. He wrestles one member of Aces and Eights, then a couple of weeks later, he's facing Christopher Daniels for absolutely no reason. Yeah, he defeats Christopher Daniels, but did he forget the fact that he got hit in the knee with a hammer and he should still be, I don't know, a little mad about that?
Yeah, that should be his number one target. He should be so upset, so mad. He should be helping Hogan and them. They should be building this guy up. He should be Sting's partner in the lockdown. All this should be going on, but it's not. He's wasting time with Daniels.
Maybe they're going to do a storyline with Magnus where he gets a manager that brings him his ADD medication and says, here, we have to focus.
I should hope so. I'm still holding out the fact that they're going to make Frankie Kazarian the new Antonio Banderas. He's just going to go desperado on the whole company. Just carry that violin case out and just let everybody have it. But we'll see.
What I really want to know is Vince Russo really gone? Because it seems to me like they're doing everything in his memory. If he
Exactly.
is.
They want to honor him by
I
having
mean,
these
this is
horrible
the
storylines.
worst booking I've seen. I mean, my God, we thought Aces and Eights was somewhat of a credible threat until we realized they don't wrestle and they never win matches.
Well, do you think the problem too is they unmasked everybody?
No, they're 5 matches under 500 for their careers. Who cares?
Well, they bring guys in that don't talk, like Mike Knox. I don't think he's even been on the mic yet. Luke Gallows
Luke
can kind
Gallows
of
can
talk.
actually talk.
Yeah,
But they don't bother.
no. And then they're pushing Bischoff and the other guy. Who cares? The other guy's horrendous on the mic. That Briscoe guy.
He's better than Garrett Bischoff, but
He
that
is,
not
but not by
saying
much.
at
No.
all.
He looks funny too. He just looks like a little.
And they threw Ken Anderson in with the group, and
Yeah,
is he even an official member yet?
He's
I'm
like-
so confused.
He's like, I don't know, I don't care. I'm just here to collect a paycheck. I mean, just so unenthusiastic.
Honestly, that's the general impression. No offense, Mr. Anderson. You're from Green Bay. The Packers are my favorite team. But what are you honestly contributing to this company? You don't wrestle. You do these stupid things. You know, do you even care? Do you want to be there? If not, leave and try to go back to WWE. Oh, right, you can't because Randy Orton hates you.
He looks like a lost, drug-addicted teen, like just running through TNA. He's just a mess.
He hasn't changed that white T-shirt in weeks.
Oh my god! And he was doing like karate kicks on like the last Impact. I'm
Yeah,
like,
what
stop
was that?
it.
Was he supposed to hit the guy in the nuts and he kicked him in the gut instead?
It was just so. Those guys were falling around like just fish out of water on that show. It was horrible. They were so sloppy.
Except Gallows. I am proud of Luke Gallows.
He carried that
got the
match.
he got the pin on Sting. He kicked him in the face. He had to trip over his own man who got in his own way
Yeah.
just to get the pin.
The only guy
It
that
was
actually
Anderson
wrestled.
laying there like a wounded duck.
God, I don't know how these guys keep jobs. I really don't. I don't know how they keep a paycheck. It's just
Does Vince McMahon own them? Is he really doing this as a joke?
makes you
I mean,
wonder.
It really does. I mean, I'm just glad RVD is TV champion
Well, see, here's one thing for you to Van Dam.
or X Division champ.
Isn't this the problem in general, though? There's a woman that runs the company, and there's nothing wrong with a woman running a company, but she's not really a wrestling fan. She's not a wrestling fan that owns a company. That's the difference. Like, Vince is a wrestling fan who owns a wrestling company.
No.
And he's in control.
Vince does not own a wrestling company. Vince owns an entertainment company.
Whatever.
And
it is.
honestly, I think that's part of TNA's mistake because they claim the wrestling matters, but we don't get the wrestling. They claim but they don't even try to be entertaining either. That's the other problem. Or they try, but they do it in such a low rent, low production value. You remember Sting's big return? You have these huge video packages, him, Fire, and everything. And how does he show up? He walks out in a t-shirt with a bat. No drama at all.
Nothing.
No lights going out. He didn't even get entrance music, Chris. Nothing.
I hate when he wears a t-shirt, too. It looks so bush league. It's
What
like you're going to
happened
go...
to the coat? Does he not own it anymore?
I know.
Did he sell it? Did Matt Morgan steal that too? Realize it didn't fit and threw it away?
You give it away to some charity? I mean, like, it's like when you're going swimming in the pool and you're wearing, like, a black t-shirt. Come on, take it off and get in the water.
The other problem I have with TNA is you have wrestlers disappear for 3 to 4 weeks at a time with absolutely no explanation as to where they went.
Yeah,
Some of them are even champions, like Eric Young. He still has those tag knockout belts.
He's hosting some fishing show. I'm like, why don't you just go drown in the
fishing
water?
show's better than the wrestling he does, but still.
Ugh. Well, I mean, like, here's the problem with TNA, though. It's not a wrestling person running a company. It's just... like, Jeff Jarrett was a wrestling guy. He was a professional wrestler. His dad was a booker. They were running the company. It made sense. They were in control of their own company. They were wrestling people. They are wrestlers.
Well,
they
here's
know
the
what to
other
do.
problem.
Dixie has no clue.
She's not a numbers person.
Exactly.
They need a numbers person. They need to look at their talent, their roster, look at what they're paying them, look at what they're getting out of them. You know, not to say merchandise sales should be the main thing. Absolutely not, because bad guys aren't going to sell merchandise unless they're really over. That's just how it is. But you need to look at how many matches a year are we getting out of this guy? Is he entertaining at all? How many seats does Hulk Hogan actually sell? And is he worth a $2 million a year salary? The answer, honestly, from our perspective, is no, because he does nothing but ruin it and make bad decisions, and you give him too much control.
Exactly. And that's another thing, too. Like, Vince McMahon's not going to give Hogan all that control.
And that's why he's in TNA, because he knows that.
Exactly.
I mean, my God, he even mentioned, wanting to be TNA champion. The last thing that man needs is to be a world champion.
Exactly.
No, it's not going to help business that much. You remember when he actually wrestled an honest-to-God match, put on the red and yellow, and they got blown out of the water by 300-some thousand viewers just by The Undertaker talking to Shawn Michaels.
No. I don't know, but do you think Van Dam as the ex-champion is helping, hurting? I don't know.
You know what? Honestly, I think it's helping because if you're not going to have him... He's a main event caliber guy.
Yep.
Absolutely. But he doesn't fit in with the Aces and Eights storyline because they don't have anybody athletically that can hang with him.
Yeah.
They don't have wrestlers.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem I have with Aces and Eights. Yes, they're professional wrestlers. They have training. They can do these moves. But I mean, quite honestly, I mean, put on a pair of work boots, put on a vest, put on a t-shirt, put on a pair of jeans, and let's see how well you do in a wrestling match. You're not going to be able to move. You're going to look like Goldberg without even trying, because you're just not going to be able to move. You can't do anything athletic. So,
Exactly.
you know, I mean, I think right now, keeping RVD out of that mess, he's above all that. And honestly, I thought, you know, okay, if you're not going to use him in a world title situation, move him to the X division, have him put some people over, have him look good, you know, have him dominate that division and bring some prestige back to it. Because after Austin Aries, you really needed a good champion. So I think he fit in and filled that void perfectly.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that watch just for him. And hey, this gets him on the shows, this gets him on pay-per-view, this gets him on TNA. I don't see a problem with it.
It sounds good to me. I just hope they can bring someone in, or they can build up somebody that could give him a great match.
Well, I mean, you know, is Magnus small enough to drop down to the X division? I mean, he uses that elbow drop.
He could, but I don't think they're going to do that. I'm sure they'll have Rockstar Spud or Spuzz or Scud wrestle him probably.
I really hope he gets injured. I very rarely wish that. You know what? Never mind. I don't want him to get injured. I just want him to get fired.
He's probably a nice guy, but what a waste of a contract. We don't need him there.
Rockstar.
What is he going to do?
I mean, like, that's another problem I have with a lot of the names that people are given in wrestling. Rockstar Potato.
Mm-hmm.
Did Mr. Potato Head suddenly don a pair of tights and decided he wanted to be a wrestler?
Well, he looks too much like the Jersey Shore guy who looks too much like the other guy that's with Tara.
I thought he looked like Spike Dudley.
That too.
You're thinking of Party Marty. Party Marty looks like Jesse.
Yeah, they all kind of look alike, all these guys. It's just like...
And the Jersey Shore guy.
Put them all in a group or just do something. I don't know. I think the Jersey Shore guy's going to feud with Spud, but...
No, the Jersey Shore guy's going to feud with Rob Terry. And
you
it's
think?
About
Okay.
time.
Well, good.
Well, they just kind of broke up last night.
I did see they were getting a little pushy and shovey, but I wasn't sure. Maybe he'll be Rockstar Spud's manager now. I don't know. I don't know.
Why does he have to be a manager?
Rob Terry's a powerhouse, and I think they should be putting him as one of the guys to help Sting, but, you know, in lockdown. He should be, you know, a more prevalent guy. But I don't know if they don't think he can talk or what. I don't know.
That's what makes no sense to me. Aces and Eights has two legitimate 260 to 320 pounders, and they counter them with Sting, Kurt Angle, small people. That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely.
Where is Matt Morgan?
Well, yeah, is Joey Ryan? I haven't seen either of them.
No, the last I heard, I read the results, that they lost a match because of Joey Ryan. Matt Morgan looked at him in disgust and walked away. And neither one of them has been seen since.
Is he feuding with... He's supposed to be feuding with Hogan. He took his cape.
Well, apparently Hogan doesn't care very much about getting it back because we've never had anything done with that.
Yeah, he's like, keep it. I'm going to go after Aces and Eights.
And Matt Morgan's too damn big to ride a motorcycle. He'd look like me on a big wheel.
He's another one. You can't do anything with him.
Why are you paying? Yeah, I mean, that's the other problem. It's like, you know, his contract expired. He went to WWE. They didn't want him. Obviously, you don't want to use him, right? So why pay the extra money to sign him? If you don't need him, don't pay him.
I like the idea that he was feuding with Hogan.
No, I didn't, because who cares?
Well,
how do you feud with a 61-year-old man that can't get in the ring?
It's fun.
No, it really isn't.
I would enjoy him beating up Hogan, though. He should have like kidnapped his daughter.
We all would enjoy somebody beating up Hulk Hogan, but it does nothing for you if you can't do anything with it in the ring.
Well, he should have they should have done something with his daughter, like started getting a little nasty with her.
They're already doing that. It's Bully Ray.
Yeah, I know,
He's
but
gonna end up being the leader of Aces and Eights.
But what they should have did was have Matt Morgan kind of like hit on her, and then like she would be disgusted with him, and then he's messing with her, and that gets Hogan involved, and they just didn't do anything with it. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, that was stupid. Why start something you're not gonna?
TNA is
finish.
Famous for starting something they're not going to finish.
They do that all the time.
Kenny King got to wrestle RVD, and then I'm like, wait, isn't Christian York the #1 contender? What is going on?
Where did he go?
I don't know. And they never tell us if anyone gets hurt either. We have no idea.
It's like Nathan Jones. We heard he was signed, then he never showed up.
It's like Chris Jericho and ECW.
Yeah, jeez.
The new ECW.
All right, here's something that gets on my nerves: is gut check. I'm tired of it. I don't care. Get rid of it. It just insults talent that's coming in, really. It makes them look stupid.
And, well, no, not even that. It makes the evaluators look stupid because You mean to tell me you couldn't have this match in private and determine, okay, this guy gets a contract?
Yeah, I
Where
mean,
we have to
really.
have two jobbers wrestle each other that aren't going to be worth a damn, and then you're going to vote like American Idol?
Like Alex Silva, he's really made an impact.
You know what? If I'm the fans, I'm a lot more critical on these people because do I really want to see them botch matches all the way through their career or just go to OVW and me have no interest in them? I boo every single gut check match during the entire duration of the damn thing because I don't want to see it.
What's insulting? Like to me, if I was a wrestler and they wanted to sign me, I'm like, I don't want to go on this. Just debut me as, you know, who I am, and that's it. You know, why do we have to do this?
And they don't even do it in like they do it in a completely neutral setting. It's like, okay, this guy's from Chicago, this guy's from Riverside, California. You never heard of either of them, and go.
Yeah, it's like okay, it's like a poor man's tough enough, really.
They're like, oh, tell us why you deserve a contract. There's nothing you can say to defend yourself. You don't deserve a contract. I'm sorry. Why are you fans cheering for him?
Yeah,
Be a little more bloodthirsty, TNA. Be more like ECW fans. Get on the wrestlers if they screw up. Tell Ken Anderson he sucks and mean it.
and the only one that's actually done anything really on it was with Joey Ryan.
No, Joey Ryan didn't
No.
even win because
No.
remember he protested it because he
Christian York, I meant. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Christian York was the only one with talent that actually won his match.
But it was fun to watch Joey Ryan. They complain about it, but then what have they done with him since? Really, not much. I mean, he beat
got
Al
he got a
Snow.
couple X Division title shots, and that was about it.
I mean, see, the problem is this whole aces and eights thing is just kind of taking over it all. I mean, it's just
And
kind
there's
of
too many people, and none of them get in the ring and wrestle.
yeah. I mean, Taz joined now. Taz, really?
At least it made Taz new. I'm actually all for that because I was so sick of the all good guy team on commentary.
Well, it's just like but Taz just sucks. He just does.
But what else are you gonna do with somebody that can't wrestle?
Fire him and get him out of there.
If
Really?
he has a contract, it's going to cost you more money to get rid of him. I'd rather have him be there and be mildly entertaining and say something funny every now and then.
I would be glad to just buy it out and get rid of him because really he doesn't do anything. No offense to him, I'm sorry, but it's awful. He's one of the worst announcers, I think, of all time.
I think he's gotten a little bit better since the Aces and Eights thing, honestly, because I was just so happy to see somebody ruin Brooke Hogan's wedding day.
I don't know if he's told to sound like a klutz or he just thinks that's good and that's fun and the fans enjoy it. I think it's horrendous. He doesn't have. He was so awful in WWE. Like I would turn off SmackDown because I knew he was on the show, or I'd put it on mute.
Was he really worse than Michael Cole?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he was. He can't pronounce the English language appropriately, and Dusty Rhodes had the same problem.
But at least he didn't have an annoying voice.
He did.
Taz's voice is deep enough that it doesn't bother me.
It's horrendous. I want to strangle him. Dusty Rhodes was annoying, but he was fun, and it was Dusty Rhodes.
You get a good soundbite out of Dusty Rhodes, too. Like, somebody was in an armbar. He goes, I was in a Fujiwara armbar for half an hour once during a match once.
I mean, Taz just sounds like he's illiterate, and it's just an idiot. He's just a bubbling idiot on the mic.
Think about his background in ECW. He would say, like, 15 words, and that would be his promo. Here, he has to talk for 2 hours.
I know, but God, just practice or something. You're horrible.
He just has to tone it down. He's the same as Don West. Don West, as soon as the match would get more fast-paced, he'd be an excitable 7-year-old, and he'd be screaming.
The Cat was a better announcer on Velocity than Taz was. For God's sakes.
I'll give you that. But
Thank you. I don't understand why he's a hot commodity on the mic when somebody else could be.
Where are we going with Lockdown, and why in the name of God is Chavo Guerrero on your poster of all your 4 major figures? You have Hogan, okay, fine, we can't get rid of him. You have Jeff Hardy, yeah, that's great. You have, I guess the other one's Angle or RVD or whatever, something like that. And then the other one's Chavo?
I don't know how that guy, I mean, he's a good worker, I guess, but
he gets booed constantly, and when he doesn't get booed, they get absolutely no crowd reaction at all.
I think promotions keep him because he's a good hand in the ring, but he can't get over with fans. He never did. WCW never did.
No one cares about Chavo Guerrero. He's terrible.
He's so forgettable. Except with Pepe. That was the only time we were all interested. Until Norman's...
Pepe and Kerwin White.
Yeah.
Kerwin White was the best gimmick he ever had. He looked really short when he was Kerwin White, and I have no idea why.
Who was his... Wasn't someone his partner or something?
He had a caddy, but I don't remember his name.
Wasn't it like Mikey from the Spirits? Or Kenny Doan or whatever? Kenny
Dykstra?
Yeah. I think it was before, we went to Spirits Corps.
God knows.
So we're going to have Team Sting, which we have no idea Any rational thought about that's been thrown out the window. So we have no idea who's going to be on that.
Probably Joe.
That's
Again.
one. I'm hoping Magnus. I pray Magnus.
If they keep him off lockdown, I'm gonna be so mad. Why the hell can't they use Magnus properly?
I think Brooke Hogan should prove her worth and get in there. Get on Team Sting and just get annihilated in the ring.
Brooke Hogan in a skimpy wrestling outfit? No, thank you. I'll pass.
I think Aces and Eights. I mean, I think Devon's a given to be in there.
No, really?
Kenny, whatever Anderson or whatever his name is.
I keep calling him Kennedy. I can't help it.
Yeah, probably him. Probably like Festus, whatever his name is.
Probably Mike Knox or Doc.
And then probably like a mask guy or Bischoff.
Although I did find something interesting where they almost cared about a storyline because Doc actually supposedly did receive the dead man's hand back at the shootout at the OK Corral.
Nice.
So I was like, hey, they finally named someone effectively. Congratulations.
Thank you, TNA. Thank you.
It's not like just reversing a word or just black rain. That was just awful.
I think the whole thing will come to this. We'll get Team TNA, we'll get Team Aces and Aces, they'll all get in the ring. Jethro Holiday will come down and just shoot everybody, and then somebody else will come in and blow up the ring. That's how TNA is going to end, and Nigel McGuinness is going to come on and apologize for 2.5 hours for the whole pay-per-view. I think that's how it should go down.
Here's the thing, though. We think the Aces and Eights thing is going to end with that match, but I'm pretty convinced that Bully Ray is actually the leader of Aces and Eights.
I think so,
and he's
too.
going to win the title.
I think so. But it's kind of lame, though. It's kind of like, well...
At least they're using Bully Ray, though, and he does deserve to be a world champion. I don't like his very brief face turn before this, but you know what? If he goes back to being a heel and not a cheap one and can actually win his matches like hardcore style, fine.
Wouldn't it? We think this would have benefited if it was James Storm.
No, God, no.
Just saying if they made it all about him over the past couple of months.
If I see that fucking Shawn Michaels ripoff do one more super kick or one more code breaker, I'm never watching TNA again. I can't stand Redneck Jesus.
I think he's going to be in lockdown.
Good. I hope he never gets out.
Yeah, well, lock up.
I gotta be honest. I hate James Storm.
I liked him, but it's just...
Yeah, I loved him at Bound for Glory. I can't stand him now.
What happened, though? This is TNA.
Annoying wrestler I've ever seen.
They do this.
Because he does a super kick every single 3 seconds, and I'm like, just stop. I'm so tired of this move. You couldn't have thought of anything else.
Well, this goes back to our sloppy wrestling podcast we did, where it's just they can't have
finishers.
They can't have a match. It's all spots.
And he's fought Jeff Hardy so many times over the last 4 months. It's just like, please get out of the ring. You don't deserve a title shot. No. So your time to be champion was against Bobby Roode at Bound for Glory, but neither one of you had the belt thanks to Austin Aries.
So you think Bully Ray's going to beat Hardy at lockdown?
Well, yeah, because who the hell else is Hardy going to fight?
Yeah, I mean, really, there's nobody... I mean, what about Aries and Rude, though? They're just kind of like a funny little partner
and that's my problem,
duo
too.
now.
It's like you get these 2 main event caliber guys and you stick them in a tag team. Why? Why are you wasting our time? Their only number 1 contender is Chavo and Hernandez. I can't imagine they'd be very hard to beat.
So they're going to wrestle lockdown, probably. There's a big difference from like the Machine Guns and Joe and Magnus last year to this.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, and I like the Aries-Rude feud up until the last 3 weeks because every match they've had has just been a Three Stooges act. They haven't actually wrestled.
Yeah. I don't know.
They've just done a lot of pushing and playing to the referee. They haven't actually fought.
Let me take a look at the roster here. I just want to look at something real quick. Pardon my typing.
By the way, Crimson actually is going to appear on the one-night-only pay-per-view, the tag match one.
Yeah, all the guys that just haven't been on television are all in that lottery show. God.
Did they win anything? Is there any point to these pay-per-views? Did they get a future title shot even though these were filmed 3 months ago? Or what?
I think they win like $100,000 or something. To me,
yeah, that's not going to happen.
To me, this whole Joker's Wild thing is battleable. I don't care what they say, how they say it. That's all it is. But let me get to the superstar thing. I want to see who they could possibly put on this.
Like they're going to get 3 days of Hulk Hogan's paychecks. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, no. That's insane. He makes a ridiculous amount per appearance.
Why is their website so cheap?
I don't know.
And why are Sting and Devon on the side of it?
Figure that out. All right. Will AJ Styles redeem himself and be on the team?
I just hope he's not the leader of assholes and hates.
Why not? You know.
Let's see. Why is Alex Silva on the roster? Why is Abyss on the roster? He's not currently there.
King Mo's yet to step in the ring. Oh, I know.
Oh, by the way, funny anecdote. You know how we both hate King Mo because he's completely useless?
Yes.
Apparently, he's not very good at fighting either. He got his ass beat last night by somebody named Mike Newton.
Love
Thank you,
it.
Mike Newton.
Mike
Shout
Newton.
out to Mike Newton. No
Mike
idea
Newton.
who you are, even though I follow MMA. Thank you for beating King Mo.
Mike Newton, #1.
Joey Ryan hasn't been on the show.
Who's this guy?
That's Jesse with Terry.
Okay.
And that's Jesse with the broken neck.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is that Jesse with the broken neck? No, okay. So really, we got no one that could be on this lockdown team. I mean, Mike Tenay's not going to get in there.
I mean, well, actually, while we're here, let's go through the people we haven't seen in a couple of weeks.
Abyss.
That's been months.
He's coming back.
When?
They're going to show a photo package or a video package of him next week. Like an interview and all this crap. So.
I hope he goes on. Who was the wrestler that had a really long losing streak? Do you remember him? He used to use a spine buster. He was in TNA. He was the balding guy. He had like facial hair.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Early on in TNA.
He was
he's part of that tag team.
Diamonds in the Rough.
Yeah, he had that really long losing streak, and he never broke it.
He sucked, too.
I know, but that's who AJ Styles reminds me of now.
Oh, God. There's Elix Skipper and... Hold on, let me go look him up.
Well, no, wait. Let's get back to this real quick. Alex Silva, never going to appear for them again.
No.
Austin Aries, yeah. Brooke
Crimson.
Hogan, useless. Yeah, Crimson, the missing person.
Chris Sabin got hurt, so God knows when he'll come back.
Christian York hasn't been on the show in a while. Doug Williams is a missing person.
Yeah.
Eric Young is a missing person. Gunner vanished.
Gunner got gunned
Hector
somewhere.
Guerrero is not a wrestler. Why is he listed among the wrestlers?
Yeah,
they don't even care about
they just
differentiating.
throw them all
They
in
don't even
there.
care about differentiating wrestlers from managers, by the way, on this site.
Joey
Good site
Ryan.
management. Joey Ryan, haven't seen him in a while. Kenny King is just useless. King Mo and Kenny King look exactly alike.
Both Kings.
Madison Rain hasn't appeared for them recently.
I got tired of her, man. They really just beat her to death.
Well, I'd beat her to
Uh-oh.
pleasure, but I wouldn't beat her to death.
Matt Morgan, I don't know. Has he been on the show?
No. Who's that? Ah, it's Tessmacher. is it?
Yeah.
Brandy?
Brooke-
Oh, I said Brandy. Who's Brandy?
ODB. ODB should get in the cage and team up with Sting.
Which is one of the only heavyweights they have.
God.
Rockstar Spud, why are you on there?
Sam
Sam Shaw, he appeared once. Taylor Hendricks, still waiting for her to show up.
Sam Shaw looked like he was getting ready for like a Culture Club music video or something.
I like Sam Shaw. He had a decent match and he uses a leg drop.
It looks like one of the Spin Doctors, I think.
Zima Ion just sucks.
He's the Filipino whatever.
Who's Willie Urbina? Is he part of the announce team?
Yeah, for the
Just do me a
Spanish.
favor and click on Taylor Hendricks real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just for you, Pac.
They have 2 photos.
Wow, they really went out a lot for Taylor. 2 freaking photos. And then the stupid gut check ones. Come on, she wrestled a couple matches
Yeah,
afterwards.
she wrestled Tara.
Jeez, how lazy.
Apparently TNA's site's just as lazily run as the rest of their company.
Ugh. So we have no idea who they're going to... I mean, my guess is Magnus and Joe. And maybe Van Dam?
No,
I don't know.
They're not going to know because he's going to have to defend that title.
Are you sure, though? You think?
Well, here's the thing. They've never went after him. What would be the point of putting him on Team TNA?
Well, there's just no rhyme or reason. They just throw him on there.
I think they should just put Rockstar Spud and be a human sacrifice.
Amen. I mean, they could give Christian York a push. But they probably won't.
They did. They pushed him down a flight of stairs, and we haven't seen him in a while.
Here's my prediction of this team. It's going to be Joe, Magnus, and AJ Styles. They're going to throw Styles in there and tell him to get off your ass and help. But it's just, that's kind of a lame team. I don't know.
Their booking has just been awful. I honestly don't know. Jeff Hardy, what's with the face paint, man?
Ugh.
Why do you have to paint eyes on your closed eyes? It makes no sense to me.
It's creepy.
No, it's just weird.
David Young, that was his name.
That was it.
He looked like a midget. He looked like a midget in like Pampers. It was just weird. I think the problem too with TNA is there's not enough guys on the roster.
No, there really isn't, because like a quarter of these people are commentators, women's wrestlers, and announcers.
Like when we break it down, who do we actually see on the show? One, we'll just say Styles.
No, we can't count
Okay.
Styles because he hasn't been
1,
there.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Chavo.
7, 8, 9.
Did you count Devon yet?
No, yeah.
10.
10. 11, 12. Do you count Hogan as a wrestler?
No.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
but he doesn't wrestle.
19, 20,
Tessmacher, 21.
21, 22, 23, 24 guys, and most of them are on aces and eights. So really, when you get down to it, about 16 guys.
And really, you only get one women's match a week, so most of these people you never see. So 16 people, yeah.
Maybe 8. Wait, how many did I say? 24?
24.
Okay, wait. 23. Where's Big
We were at 24. How
21.
did you get to 23? Oh, you went backwards.
Yeah. 23, 22, 21. About 20 guys, roughly, if you're lucky. Because you got Anderson, Briscoe, Devon, and that other idiot, Bischoff. So you got 20 guys.
Wait.
That aren't with aces and eights.
Where the hell are the rest of the people from Aces and Eights?
They're not on the roster because I guess they're not going to. But see.
But they
okay,
have names.
Yeah.
Doc and Mike Knox have names.
Exactly. Wes Briscoe. I mean, they did this before they revealed
Why does
them.
Wes Briscoe's photo look like John Cena?
I know.
Or Ken Anderson. That doesn't look like him at all.
He wants to be a part of the Chang gang. So 20 guys that you really don't do anything with anyway.
I love RVD's photo. It's just 2 thumbs and a head.
Whatever. That should be TNA's slogan, whatever. I don't know. I just... And there's a few other guys we didn't mention because they haven't been on TV in forever. So
That's why we didn't count Doug Williams.
There's roughly like 27 guys floating around, but that's just horrible. That's so piss poor.
We almost filed an APB for Crimson because we couldn't find him.
He'll be on the Battle Bowl pay-per-view, or the Joker's Wild, or
The
Deuce's
tag one.
Wild,
Whatever
tag,
the tag one is.
Jumping Bomb Angels, whatever. There's a Bowling Green, Ohio. Where's that at?
Yeah, didn't you know that? They almost beat Pitt one time.
Alright, so the main page of this is Hogan laying down, like, half dead.
Without a shirt,
Yeah.
ripped in half, with Brooke Hogan kneeling there, and Bully Ray, who probably is the one that beat him up.
Ugh. I just... Isn't Sanjay Dutt with his company?
Who cares? I hate Sanjay Dutt. I've never liked him.
Let's see if they're coming to our town. I think they're too afraid to, but, that's just me.
No, they've been here before, but the problem is their touring schedule makes no sense.
Duluth, Georgia. Corpus Christi, Texas.
Isn't Duluth in Minnesota?
Somebody. Yeah, they're not. They're not coming here yet. They're too afraid.
Kentucky, Florida, North Carolina, Arkansas.
Wow.
Yeah, they won't be here for a while. They got to get back up northeast.
Yeah, they're not coming till the summer.
Let's take a look at how horrible their new T-shirts are.
Let's take a look. We gave up on the whole lockdown card right now. We're looking at merchandise.
Yeah, we really are.
Let's comment on the merchandise here. Here's most popular items.
Jeff Hardy, Velvet Sky poster, Jeff Hardy.
So there's a Sting Are You Nervous t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm nervous. If you retire,
Yeah.
the company's dead.
We're very nervous about the storylines.
What do they have for $5 tees?
Price a t-shirt.
No, obviously. I didn't think I was going to get
It's just a
teased
plain
by
one.
one of the knockouts.
They're $19.99, so why
Wow, you get a sale price starting at $5.
Oh, wow.
Well, you get James Storm, you get a Jeff Hardy, you get a
Crimson. Crimson has his own shirt.
You know what, though? Daniels and Kaz actually pointed that out. They were looking for their shirts in one of the TNA merchandise shops at the arena. Like, Crimson, that guy hasn't been on TV in 3 months.
Wow.
Well, these whiteout shirts suck.
They're terrible. They're not even worth
Wrestling
$5.
shirts are supposed to be black or blue.
They're worth $1, I think.
Do they have the Best of Raven DVD, or do I have to get that online?
I don't know. Let's take a look at DVDs and media.
Just type Raven on search products.
Raven.
Because I really want to get it, and I'd rather get it from their site, because I think they'll do me a better deal than, maybe I can get an action figure. Scroll down.
$8.99. That's no price.
For an action figure? Yeah. I'm sure they have it. Best of Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett. Scroll down. I know it exists. It was on eBay.
Yeah, it's here somewhere. Not on this website, maybe.
Oh, of course not. It's something I actually want from TNA.
I mean, these are older ones, like the Best of Bloodiest Brawls.
Victory Road. Hey, there's his title defense against Rhino at Unbreakable.
There we go.
I don't want to pay $10 for it.
Absolutely not. And then they get you on the shipping and handling.
Wow, look at that Turning Point poster. Kevin Nash in all gray.
Ugh.
Is that Eric Young next to him?
Yeah, because Scott Hall on one of his other drunken drug escapades couldn't show up.
Hey, Tomko, speaking of drunken drug escapades.
They actually, remember that one year they had 2 final resolutions because they changed the. I've never heard of that. 2 of the same pay-per-view.
In 1 year.
Yeah. That's pretty bad.
Damn you, TNA.
I hated the Jeff Jarrett DVD because you couldn't watch the whole story. Like, they would interrupt you with matches in between it. That was so annoying.
I don't like that layout.
Hate that. I just want to look at toys. Up one.
That's just for Raven. You have to go to the whole toys and games section. You can just click.
That would help, huh? Duh, Chris.
As we navigate the TNA site, which, by the way, isn't very navigable either.
We need to do a podcast about, like, action figures. With TNA and WWE and the quality of their toys. We should have to
we can't be the only people that are angry about this, by the way, the whole action figure thing once we get into it.
All they make is, like, deluxe now. They apparently don't make any other ones. They just stopped making the regular ones? Like, what?
I guess. I don't know.
I like the Legends series. Let's see who they got. Just Raven. They couldn't have any other ones here for sale. Terry Taylor finally got an action figure.
Thank God.
Oh, no. It's about time. Velvet Sky. $12.99? Jeez. A little pricey here, TNA.
You got Raven, Joe, Rob Terry, and
look at
Angelina
Joe.
Love.
Joe has like the Abdul the Butcher like breastplate there. God. Joe needs to be in a gym. Joe and
Samoa Jim. That should be his new gimmick.
Joe needs to meet Jim.
Maybe he could be what the hell is his name? The other Rob. Robbie E. Maybe he could be his new tag team partner.
Could be.
Is that Kevin Nash? Or is that Kurt Angle?
That's Nash. You can buy Kevin Nash for $7.99.
You probably book Kevin Nash for $7.99.
Yeah. I job him out to like Shark Boy in a minute.
Shark Boy? Our friend was really upset when they released Curry Man, and the sad thing is that's not a joke.
Ugh. I was just so annoyed.
Dr. Stevie and Daphne.
Daphne got banged up. Did you hear about that? She really got hurt.
I would have banged her up so hard, but I remember that. Do you remember when Abyss threw her through that barbed wire board?
It's like, Jesus.
Sting and RVD crossed the line. Yeah, it's RVD. Is that his Iron Man outfit?
Might be. Let's take a look.
I thought that was really cool when he debuted that. Nah.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, yeah, it is. Yep. It was a symbol. It's his Iron Man one. I
nice.
like that.
You can have it for $11.99 pack.
I don't want the Sting figure.
It's so lazy. It's just what we're talking about. Sting in a t-shirt.
At least he doesn't have the pants from High Spots on.
Thank God. I love these ones look bow-legged here. Like Mick Foley's knees are gonna pop out.
It's like Danica Patrick as an action figure.
God. Jeez, you can pick anybody here, y'all. Kaz.
How many of these? Wait, let's see what Magnus has for merchandise. D'Angelo De Niro is still on there.
Is Magnus here?
Yeah, he's under Brutus.
Oh. Jesus.
I forgot he had a first name. They do that a lot, too, by the way. They get rid of people's names.
He has a photo and British Invasion t-shirt. Nice. They don't show pictures of it, so I'm just going to guess what it is. Yep, you have to guess. Hope it comes not too many. I mean,
is it on back order or something? Is there a reason we can't find it? Email this blank image to a friend.
You'll know once UPS guy brings it. You'll know what it looks like.
There it is. It's the London Underground with British Invasion written on it.
Lame.
Yeah, it's all right.
Crappy shit.
People would think I was talking about the Beatles if I wore it, though.
It's not $20 worth, I'll tell you that.
So, basically, in summation, the current state of TNA is we have no idea.
I mean, does it really matter anymore?
Starting to think no.
I mean,
honestly.
What are they going to... Honestly, what are we going to achieve here in 2013? Are we going to push new wrestlers? Probably not.
We were lied to and told the Aces and Eights storyline is something completely different and we're going to go completely off the grid, and then they involved a Bischoff.
They went off the grid all right, but I don't...
They didn't do anything right.
No. I don't know what it's all going to... How it's all... What is...
Where is the new talent? That's my problem.
Exactly.
I can't tell you the last time I saw somebody debut and get built up.
Most of these guys from Aces and Eights can't cut promos. A lot of them can't really wrestle too great.
Yeah,
so
when are they going to be forced to wear wrestling outfits and compete?
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to...
What about the woman that was with them? I thought she should have went for the women's title. I like that when she maced Sting and Hogan. That was cool.
Yeah, I like that. Nothing came of that.
No, of course not. They said they didn't know whether they're going to use her or not. Oh yeah, we can pay Ken Anderson to run around in a t-shirt and do absolutely nothing.
God. Like, we'll see. They're not really that much of a threat. A lot of them can't really wrestle too great.
Apparently not. They never win any matches.
What are they going to do? I mean, like, whoever the big unveiling will be, it's like, well, it doesn't really matter because they can't really do much. They're just here with their TV belt.
If there were playoffs, you guys wouldn't make them because you're 8 matches under 500.
See, what they should have did was they should have had one of their top faces turn and be the leader.
Unless they're going to do it with AJ Styles. But people are so apathetic to AJ Styles anymore. Who cares?
He's just a lovable loser, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Styles is another one that just drives me nuts. He was shoved down our throats to the point where we were just gagging so hard in 2003. And we were just vomiting in 2004 and just recovering in 2005.
His title reign with the robe and the Ric Flair ripoff was just odious. I couldn't stand it. I was so happy when Van Dam beat him on Impact.
And what was the need to do that? What did that accomplish? Absolutely nothing. It just ruined his career even a little bit more. I liked it when him and Daniels were a tag team and they beat LAX.
And I hated when him and Daniels were feuding every other week for match after match after match after match after match. It was like Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio. I'm like, I don't like either one of you. I'm so sick of this. Well, I like Daniels, but
I guess I kind of see them as like the Sting and Luger, or like Flair and Sting of the TNA, but
they don't even have anybody of that caliber though. And my biggest problem is you have Kurt Angle. Why are you booking him in all these tag matches?
I know.
He is not a tag team wrestler anymore. This is not him and whoever, taking on Rhino and
apparently he's going to wrestle Jay Briscoe at the pay-per-view of Lockdown.
Was.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever.
That's going to be a wonderful match.
Let me just see what the matches are, if they've even announced them yet. If there's any more.
Well, typical
yep.
TNA. Well, yeah.
There it is.
Wes Briscoe versus Kurt Angle in a cage match. That should be 3 seconds.
Yeah, so there's no
Aces and Eights, Devon, question mark, versus TNA. Team TNA, Sting, question mark. Bully Ray against Jeff Hardy. No one cares.
I'm assuming we'll have the tag team match where it's the Mexican guys against Aries and Rude.
Aries, but that's wasting Rude and Aries.
I wonder if, unless they're going to have Bischoff against Joe, but that'd be stupid.
I hope so, because that would be such punishment. Well, think about it, though. Who the hell else? They need 3 people for Team TNA. Joe has to be one of them. They don't have enough people.
So it'll be Joe, James Storm, and Magnus, then?
Is James Storm even really involved against Aces and Eights? Because lately he's been facing, like, normal people.
Sort of not. I mean, you can pull him. Unless they're going to put Hogan in there. God help us if they
Perish the thought. No.
I still think they should put Brooke in there. See if she can hang it with all of them.
See if she can earn her paycheck.
See, now somebody else told me that D'Lo Brown was going to be the inside guy as, like, on the booking side of it to be in Aces and Eights, but I don't know. I think they kind of watched that and put Taz in that role. But
what about Bruce Pritchard?
It'd be good.
You can make a credible case for him running it and, having him seize ownership from Dixie Carter or something.
But it all goes back to, like, doesn't this go back to when Hogan and Bischoff and all that, like, took over? And it's like the same thing.
It really is. I mean, really, the only thing that I'm happy about Hulk Hogan is he's friends with Sting and he's friends with RVD. Other than that, I don't really care about him at all.
I don't mind him being like the Babe Ruth of wrestling or whatever.
I mind him being on the show every week.
I know, that's the problem. He just hogs too much. Where's Hall and Nash when you need him to ruin a show? Come on.
Nash said he'd never go back to Impact, and I don't blame him. And Scott Hall, I hope he's getting better.
So Nash will never... He said he's never coming back?
Hell no.
He did nothing for the company anyway, so I mean, really...
He was never world champion, was he? For TNA.
I don't think so, no.
No, because he got hurt before he was even able to wrestle Jeff Jarrett that one time.
That should tell you right there. Well, I mean, remember like when the Main Event Mafia was strong, then like they were trying to bring it back, and then like Booker T and Nash said, we're going to WWE. Thanks. He left Scott Steiner in a suit with a pipe trying to help Kurt Angle. Like, you guys all screwed up the storyline. Thanks.
I'm waiting for that gag order to be lifted. I can't wait to see another Steiner rant against Bischoff.
I can't wait. They have all lockdowns for sale on TNA.com except 2005. Guess they don't want to remember the first one. I love TNA. They're amazing.
They're such a mess.
That just sums it up there.
Yeah, pretty much.
I just,
We'll let you know what happened at lockdown. God only knows if we're gonna care by then.
I don't even know. Well, I mean, we'll probably look back this in 2015 and be like, man, you know how good we had with aces and eights? Oh my God.
Jared Bischoff will be world champion.
He will be. I wouldn't doubt it. Rook will be his manager, and
we'll be weeping openly in the streets because we won't go back to WWE. The Undertaker will be long since retired, and I will have nothing left to cheer for.
We're all going to be hating life. I think we need to have Charleston Heston just push the lever on Planet of the Apes and just blow it all up.
I'm just waiting for Kevin Steen to leave ROH and then take over TNA. Please, scum, evil, whatever your team name is, just take over.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Corino looks pretty old and bloated these days, but I still like him.
You know what's really weird, though? If you watch him from week to week, he'll lose 15 pounds and his hair will be longer. I get so confused. I'm like, is that Steve Corino?
Must be on one of those fab diets.
He looked like really weird CM Punk the one time, but blonde. And then he was fat the next week again.
Now, Steve Corino came in TNA for a little bit. I think on the first show, that was it. He had enough. He saw a sinking ship. Forget it. I feel bad for Corino, man. He should have got a better run somewhere.
Yeah. Too late now.
Yeah, definitely too late.
That's really all we can say about TNA.
It's just frustrating a lot. I mean, and I do see some good positives, but there's a lot of negatives.
Total nonstop aggravation.
Exactly.
That's what they are.
I mean, it's just. I pray lockdown's gonna be better, but I'm just. I don't know. I hope we get something exciting. I really do. I hope someone comes and just.
Well, we'll get Angle moonsaulting off a cage. The only thing is, I can't even justify that match going beyond the 5-minute mark. What is Wes Briscoe going to do to Kurt Angle?
Yeah, I don't really see him doing much. Because I don't know.
I mean, you're in a cage with an Olympic hero that's mad at you. You're going to get your ankle broken, and I'm going to laugh.
I think the great power Udi will come down. Maybe he's behind all this. Maybe he is the leader of Aces and Eights.
He did have a working relationship with Domino at one point.
As well as Festus.
I'm so mad. We thought Domino was the one with the long hair, and it wasn't.
That was you. I knew that was Briscoe.
Wait a minute. It's Jesse. Not Jesse Goddard. Do you remember Jesse from Jesse and Festus?
There we go. Jesse is the leader of Aces and Eights.
Did he even have a last name?
I don't know.
I did make a very good case, and just bear with me, people here.
All right.
You'll recall Chuck Palumbo's last WWF run, where he was a biker. Aces and Eights is a biker gang. Makes sense.
I think you could be onto something.
No, it's not going to happen because that's a good idea. And TNA won't take me up on that.
Absolutely not. I think Chuck Palumbo's like he has his own like rock band or something now.
No, he has his own motorcycle company.
Okay, that's it. Well, you got to make money somehow.
Because you're sure as hell not going to make it in TNA.
I think like some of those people only got like $200 in appearance. The guys who worked the ECW show only got $200.
They said they only got $250. I remember that. I'm
Jesus.
Like, really?
Well, I guess that show did kind of suck though.
What were they thinking with the lighting?
Like Tommy Dreamer was at the end of the show like, wasn't this a great? Didn't we deliver? This was a great. No, it really wasn't.
All I remember is him getting handcuffed and then getting DDT'd, and I was like, "Ow, that actually has to hurt."
He came back on it. What promotion does he belong to? He was like freaking on like.
He was in the wedding for Broken Bully Ray, but the week before that he was on Raw.
And it is his own promotion somewhere. So who does he?
Or is he with Extreme Rising?
And that's another one. I don't know. That's what we should do a podcast on that. Where in the world is Tommy Dreamer? What promotion is Tommy Dreamer in this week? Ring of Honor this week. Next week, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. God.
Well, that's it for TNA.
Ugh.
And soon it might be.
I hope so.
I'm Peck.
I'm Chris.